There comes a time in a man's life when he must choose. Between the life that drains him and the life that builds him. Between being liked and being respected. Between chasing someone and remembering who he is. That choice begins not with a loud decision but a quiet moment. When he finally sees the pattern. When he finally feels the exhaustion of bending, pleasing, chasing. And he decides to stop. This is that moment. This is the turning point. These are 5 truths every man must hold close. They are not about judgment. They are about self-respect. Principle 1 is this. Never reshape your life to fit someone else. You are not a chameleon. You were not born to blend in. You are a man. Your values are not accessories. They are foundations. Do not contort yourself to meet someone else's expectations. The moment you start giving up pieces of who you are to gain love is the moment you begin to disappear. You are not a puzzle piece. You are the picture. Your path, your principles, your passion are not flaws. They are anchors. And if someone only wants you when you bend, they do not want you. They want control. You do not need to change your tone, your truth, your mission, or your vision to be worthy of connection. The right person will walk beside you, not try to redesign you. When you hold your ground, you are not stubborn. You are rooted. Principle 2. Never orbit around her life while yours falls apart. A man without direction is not grounded. He is drifting. When your world begins to revolve around her presence, your own foundation weakens. Your mission fades. Your vision blurs. Your focus breaks. She is not your purpose. She may walk beside you, but your path must exist without her. You are not a satellite. You are the sun. Your light must not depend on her approval. When you lose yourself in someone else's world, you lose more than time. You lose dignity. You lose focus. And eventually, you lose her too. If your world collapses when she walks away, it means you were living in hers, not your own. Reclaim your journey. Return to your direction. You were not made to follow. You were made to lead. Principle 3. Never abandon your mental health for love. A man who sacrifices his inner peace to maintain someone else's comfort is not loving. He is erasing himself. If you are constantly anxious, second-guessing your actions, drained from explaining your worth, then you are no longer in a relationship. You are in a slow burn of self-destruction. You are not here to be tested endlessly. You are not here to prove yourself through pain. Peace is not earned through suffering. Guard your mind like a throne. Protect your emotional space with the same focus you guard your purpose. If she brings chaos into your life, and you continue to make space for her, then it is not just her presence causing harm. It is your permission. Peace is not optional. It is essential. A man who honors his mind will only accept love that honors it too. Principle 4. Never push away your friends and family to keep someone close. The ones who know you best, who stood by you in your silence, who reminded you who you are, they are not expendable. They are your roots. Love that asks you to cut those roots is not love. It is isolation disguised as devotion. If she makes you choose between connection and control, and you choose her while pushing away your people, you are severing the very support that held you upright. A man without a strong circle is more easily broken. If someone is threatened by your foundation, they are not trying to love you. They are trying to replace what keeps you strong. Stay close to your roots. They will protect you when emotions make things blurry. Principle 5. Never invest all your time into someone who has not earned your hours. Time is your most sacred currency. It does not renew. It does not refund. And every moment you pour into someone who does not reciprocate is a moment you are handing away your future. You do not owe her every text, every conversation, every weekend. You owe her what she earns. Respect, honesty, presence. Not your mission. Not your goals. Not your entire schedule. A man who spends all his time hoping that consistency will buy affection is not investing. He is sacrificing. The truth is, people value what is rare, not what is always available. Give your energy where it is returned. Time is not loyalty. Time is life. Spend it where it builds you, not where it empties you. Your time is not the test of your love. It is the measure of your wisdom. These 5 principles are not rules. They are reinforcements. Not walls, but foundations. When you hold them firm, you do not become cold. You become clear. When you live by them, you do not become selfish. You become centered. From this point forward, you do not need to be loud. You just need to be grounded. You do not need to be perfect. You just need to stop disappearing. You will no longer bend to keep someone. You will no longer abandon your mission to make someone stay. And you will never again give all your hours to someone who cannot even show up with presence. You must remember this. You are not here to be consumed. You are here to create, to lead, to grow. You are not a product of someone else's affection. You are the sum of your own choices. And every time you say yes to what depletes you, you are saying no to the man you are trying to become. There will be moments when you feel alone. When holding these boundaries feels heavier than letting go. But do not bend. That weight is not punishment. It is the pressure that forges your clarity. The silence you sit in today is shaping the strength you will carry tomorrow. Do not beg to be seen. Stand still until your presence becomes impossible to ignore. Do not explain your worth. Let your actions speak it. Do not fear solitude. It is your sharpest tool. And do not forget, your growth will disturb those who only loved the weaker version of you. Let them be disturbed. That version of you is gone. Buried beneath the hours you reclaimed, the clarity you rebuilt, the focus you guarded. This new version of you does not ask for peace. He protects it. He does not chase. He chooses. And he does not explain why his energy is rare. Because his time is no longer free. When you walk into the next chapter of your life, do not bring the habits that kept you weak. Do not bring the voice that kept you silent. Do not bring the apology that kept you small. Bring only your standards. Bring your presence. Bring your unshakable calm. And walk on. You will not lose what is meant for you. You will only lose what needed your absence to reveal its truth. Now breathe. The man you are becoming has no space for the old excuses. He only has room for purpose, for discipline, and for freedom. Your path forward is not about convincing anyone. It is about becoming undeniable. You do not need to seek permission to live with discipline. You do not need validation to act with strength. You are not who you were. You are not for everyone. And you are finally at peace with that. This is the man who leads himself. This is the man who cannot be moved by opinion, because he is anchored in purpose. This is the man who speaks less and sees more. This is who you were meant to become. Now stay with it. And do not turn back. If the first 5 principles were about reclaiming your time, your boundaries, your peace, then what follows now is about protecting what you have built. It is easy to lose yourself quietly, to give away the strength you earned, not all at once, but little by little, through compromise, through fear, through silence. These next truths are harder because they go deeper. They deal with fear, with approval, with solitude, with your need to be seen. But if you truly want to live free, not only in your relationships but in your own mind, then you must carry these with you. Principle 6. Do not reveal everything about your past too soon. You have scars that were earned through survival, through struggle, through silence. Not everyone deserves to hold them. Not everyone can honor them. When you share your entire history with someone who has not yet shown they are capable of protecting it, you are not being open. You are exposing yourself. And exposure without safety is self-sabotage. There is strength in vulnerability, but only when it is paired with wisdom. Your past is not shameful, but it is sacred. It shaped you, but it does not define you. Share slowly. Share wisely. And only with those who have earned the right to witness your truth. Principle 7. Do not agree just to be accepted. Every time you say yes when your heart screams no, you teach yourself that your voice does not matter. And soon, you begin to believe it. You begin to accept what drains you. You begin to walk roads you never chose. And one day you look up and realize, you are lost. A man who betrays himself for peace will always live in quiet war. You are not required to agree just to keep harmony. You are not a tool of someone else's comfort. You are a man with standards, with vision, with values. And if you silence those things to avoid conflict, you will create a greater one within yourself. Your job is not to avoid discomfort. It is to tell the truth. Calmly. Firmly. Without apology. Principle 8. Do not be controlled by the fear of solitude. Most men stay where they are not respected, not because they are weak, but because they are afraid. Afraid of being alone. Afraid of silence. Afraid of what they might hear when the noise is gone. But solitude is not punishment. It is preparation. It is where you return to your center. It is where your thoughts become clear, your vision sharpens, your values become visible again. When you run from solitude, you run from yourself. And that means you are always chasing someone, anyone, to fill that space. But when you learn to sit in silence, when you learn to enjoy your own company, you become powerful. You stop chasing. You start choosing. You stop begging. You start building. You stop performing. And you begin to lead. Principle 9. Do not forget to celebrate your own victories. Not every win is loud. Sometimes, it is the quiet moment you chose to walk away instead of react. Sometimes, it is the day you held the line instead of giving in. Sometimes, it is just getting through the day without breaking. The world will not celebrate you for choosing discipline over ease. It will not notice when you choose growth over comfort. But you must. You must notice. You must remind yourself that progress is not always visible, but it is always real. You must pause and say, I did not quit. I did not fold. I showed up. And I stayed true to myself. These are the victories that build the unshakable man. This is the part no one tells you about. The part where strength is not about lifting weights or raising your voice. It is about choosing silence when chaos calls your name. It is about choosing solitude when your fears beg for company. It is about saying no when everything in you wants to be liked. Strength is refusing to betray yourself, even when the cost feels heavy. You are not becoming colder. You are becoming cleaner, sharper, simpler. You are learning how to preserve your peace, how to hold your line, how to protect the man you fought to become. You are not responsible for carrying relationships that weigh more than they give. You are not here to repair someone else's broken mirror. You are here to protect the clarity you worked so hard to gain. You are not hard to love. You are hard to manipulate. That is the difference. And when someone calls you distant, cold, arrogant, or too focused, remember that often, people shame what they cannot control. You were not born to be consumed. You were born to command. Not through force, but through stillness. Through presence. Through discipline. Stop apologizing for choosing yourself. Stop explaining why your energy has become rare. Stop watering relationships that leave you dry. You are not unkind. You are becoming precise. And precision cuts through chaos. You are not responsible for what others think you should be. You are responsible for becoming what you know you were meant to be. And that will cost you. It will cost comfort, company, and connection. But it will give you something greater. It will give you peace. It will give you direction. It will give you mastery. From this day forward, you will not lower your standards to be loved. You will not silence your voice to avoid conflict. You will not betray your values just to be chosen. You will walk as if your presence matters. Because it does. You will speak only when necessary. And your silence will become your loudest message. Not everyone will stay. But the ones who do will see you clearly. And they will meet you in strength, not in struggle. You are no longer interested in convincing anyone to see your worth. You are only interested in protecting your peace. And building a life so full of meaning that anything that threatens it simply no longer fits. When you stand tall, some will walk away. Let them. When you say no, some will push harder. Hold the line. When you grow, some will resent you. Keep growing. This is not about them. This is about you. Your life is too short to be spent trying to fix what was never yours to carry. It is time to put it down. It is time to rise. With calm. With clarity. With control. And never again forget who you are becoming. This is your awakening. This is the point where your growth becomes non-negotiable. This is the day you stop asking who you need to be for her, and you start asking who you were meant to become for yourself. You were not built to shrink, to fade, to mold into someone's preference. You were built to move with discipline, to speak with purpose, to walk with the calm confidence of a man who knows where he is going. No more apologizing for your silence. No more negotiating with your standards. No more explaining your boundaries. Every decision you make now is a vote. A vote for the man you want to become. And each time you honor your boundaries, you cast another. Each time you say no to what no longer fits, you cast another. Each time you choose solitude over fake connection, presence over distraction, and purpose over approval, you build. Slowly. Quietly. Strongly. The man you see in the mirror will not change overnight. But he will change. You will watch yourself become someone you admire. Someone your past self would look up to. Someone your future self will thank. Let them misunderstand your calm. Let them call you cold when you stop chasing. Let them talk when you stop explaining. That is not your burden. Your burden is only this: to stay true to your code. To honor your vision. To keep walking when the road gets lonely. Because this path, this sharp and narrow path, is not crowded. But it leads somewhere most never reach. Peace. Power. Presence. This is not for everyone. But it is for you. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are not broken because you needed to relearn what it means to respect yourself. The world teaches you to chase. To beg. To earn love by losing yourself. But the moment you pause, the moment you turn inward and begin to choose yourself again, you remember. You remember that silence is strength. That solitude is sacred. That peace is your birthright. You do not need to be more lovable. You need to be more loyal to your own standards. You do not need to be easier to understand. You need to be harder to manipulate. You are not made to be perfect. You are made to be whole. From this day forward, you will not allow fear to drive your choices. You will not allow desperation to define your relationships. You will not give more to those who offer less. You are allowed to leave. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to be still. And most importantly, you are allowed to grow in ways that no one else sees. Because your growth is not for display. It is for transformation. It is for liberation. And it is for the future you that will thank you for every quiet moment you chose to protect your power. So now you rise. Not with noise, but with resolve. Not to prove, but to build. Not for applause, but for freedom. And every step you take from this point forward will be with calm authority. Because the man who knows who he is does not need to convince anyone. He just walks. And the world begins to move around him. Remember, your power lies not in being accepted by others, but in accepting yourself without compromise. Walk with calm, speak with purpose, and protect your peace at all costs. If this message spoke to you, let it guide your next step. And keep walking forward. Quiet. Focused. Unshakable.